Assalamu alaikum dear students, hope you are fine by the grace of Almighty Allah. Welcome to NIVS Home School. I am Sabreena Haque, Assistant Teacher of Science, National English Version School, Deshi. Dear students, today I am going to take a science class for class 6 student based on chapter 10. The name of the chapter is motion and this is the first part of the chapter. Dear students, take your textbook in your hand. Open page number 96 and follow the class with your textbook. Dear students, let's start the class. The name of the chapter is motion. We experience rest and motion in our everyday life. In this world, some things are at rest and some are on the move. We see various examples of rest and motion daily around us. House and buildings, the lamppost and trees on the roadside, etc. are always standing still. These are at rest. At the other hand, running buses, cars, rickshaws and trains and walking people are the examples of motions. In these chapters, we will discuss rest and motion. By the end of the chapter, we will be able to know the difference between rest and motion. The rest and motions are relative. We can describe the characteristics of different kinds of motion. We can calculate the mathematical relation among the motion related quantities. We can measure the quantities related of motion and we can determine distance and acceleration. We can use the stopwatch accurately in determine speed, and we can explain how life risks come from high speed. Now we will discuss only first 3 points, that means this and from these some parts. Now we will start from lesson 1, rest and motion. Look the figure. This is the buildings picture. These buildings don't move. That's why we can say that are the state of rest. Now come to our next pictures. There is running rickshaw, cars and buses. Then these things are moving from one place to another place, and this is the picture that state of motion. There are many substances around us. Some of them are at rest. For example, house and buildings, the lamppost and trees on the roadside, etc. These things stand at rest in a fixed place. Again, there are many other things which are moving. These have motions. For example, running trains, moving bus and cars, running cycle and rickshaw, walking people, etc. Now let us come to the point. What do we understand by rest and motion? Suppose Anushe is standing beside the road at the bus stand. He is telling that the tree beside the road, houses, lamppost at the roadside and the bus stop all are in a state of rest. Can you tell why he is telling this? Anushe is telling this because these bodies are not changing their position with time that is relative to him. So when an object does not change its position that is relative to an observer, the object is considered at rest, and this state of the object is called rest. Dear student, this one is your definition of rest, from so to the rest. Mark this 2 line because this is the definition of rest. Now hold a pen by your hand. Compare if the position of the pen is not changing relative to everything around it. Like me, hold the pen like this and this pen is not moving related to this board or related to everything around me. Now we can tell this pen is at rest. Now dear students, the pen held by you is surrounded by many things. For example, your chair, table, your book, khata and everything within the room. The pen has a specific distance and direction from these things. The position of the pen is fixed related to the surroundings things. The position of the pen is not changing with time. We say the pen is at rest related to the surroundings. The phenomenon of being at rest is called state of rest. Hence, when an object does not change its position with time related to an observer, then the object is at rest. This is another definition of rest. When we call an object is at rest, that is the answer of that question. Now go to our next para. Now let us mention another event. Aryan is waiting for train standing at a railway station. A train passed the station as he was standing. Seeing that, he told that the train is in motion because the train was changing its position in every instant relative to him. That is, the train was changing its position every moment related to Aryan. Now again there is a task. Keep the pen held by you moving to and fro. Compare if the position of pen is changing related to everything around it. Dear students, like this I am using my pen here and here too, and I am using here too. That means I am changing this pen's position like this way, and this pen is changing its position. Reference frame is your surroundings. That means the pen is in motion. The distance and direction of the pen is continuously changing from everything around. Moreover, position of the pen is changing with time. We may say the pen is in motion related to its surroundings. Hence, when an object changes its position with time related to an observer, then the object is said to be in motion and the object is in a state of motion. For example, of motion found around us are moving bus and running person, a flying bird, a rolling football, a fruit falling off the tree, etc. You can also give many examples of such motion. Tell us about a number of motion have used such motion. That means you will note that which you can observe which things are in motion. Now we will go to our next lesson. The name of the lesson is rest and motion are relative. Although an object might at rest relative to an observer, at the same time it can be in motion relative to another observer. Let us consider an event. Aryan was standing on the road and passengers sitting on a bus passed him with the motion of the bus. The bus and the passenger of the bus both are in motion related to Aryan, but the tree standing near the bus stop is at rest related to him. But it seems to the passenger of the bus that the tree is moving backwards related to him. Dear students, you may observe this when you are traveling with bus, car or train. The roadside trees, we are feeling that are going backward. They are telling about this. That is, the tree near the bus stop is in motion related to the passenger of bus. That means when we are traveling, we will see the surroundings are going backward. That time we will feel they have the motion. If Aryan are the passenger of that bus, then would will see that the passenger at rest related to him. That means when we are traveling, we will find every passenger is at rest. But when we will stand on the roadside, we will find the bus and passenger, both them in the motion, but the tree of the bus stop in motion, going backwards from the bus. The same tree is at rest related to Aryan when he was standing, but it is in motion related to the passenger. That means same thing when we observe from the different place, it can be in motion and it can be in rest. From this we may come to the decision that no object can be in absolute rest or in absolute motion in this universe. The two words rest and motion is entirely relative and depends the observer perspectives. Underline this part, dear student. This line is too much important for you. Though the object is in motion related to an observer, it may be at rest related to another observer. Hence, before determining rest, that means position, or motion, that means speed, we are to specify the relative factors which might be taken in the account for determining them. That means like in this incident, if you are in the bus, you will find the roadside tree in the motion, but when you stand beside the road, you will find the tree is in rest. Now there is a task you will do by yourself with the help of your friend. You three friends go to the field with a bicycle. Tell one friend to stand in a position of at rest. That means he have to stand in one side. You ride on the back seat and of the cycle and tell the another friend to pedal the cycle in the straight direction. You and your friend riding on the bicycle and changing position every moment related to the friend at rest. Are you in motion related to your friends at rest? Yes, you are in motion relative to the friend at rest. But is the friend who is pedaling the cycle is in motion related to you? Certainly not. Hence, all motion are relative. Reference frame. Now we will discuss about reference frame, which is the observer related to whom motion or rest is determined is called reference frame. Hence, the reference frame is such a specified object or point related to which the rest or motion of an object is determined. The reference frame may be a person, an object or a place. Underline this. What thing can be used as a reference frame? But in all cases it must be specified. If you want to measure the distance of your classroom school from your house, in this case your home is the reference frame. To know the distance of the sun from the earth, then the earth will be the reference frame. Now this is the important point for you. The whole universe is in motion. Suppose you are lying on the bed. You are surely say that you are at rest related to the ground, but the earth itself moves round its own axis. Hence, you are also in motion or moving with the earth. That means in the universe everything has the motion, but when we use some reference frame, that time we can say that something is in rest and something is in motion. Now we will discuss the lesson 3 and 4, that is different kinds of motion. Dear students, today we will discuss some parts of this lesson and that other parts we will discuss in our next class. Motion may be classified into different kinds. They are, first one is translational motion, second one rotational or circular motion, third one complex or translorotatory motion, then fourth one is periodic motion, and last one is vibratory or oscillatory motion. Dear students, these 5 motions name you have to memorize because this is so much important for you. In our today's class only we will discuss about the first motion, that means translational motion. Suppose a box, look, there is a box and this man is pulling the box in the front side. This box is changing the position. First this position A and C, this is the first position of the box. After pulling, this is the second position of the box. This is B and D. That means the box is moving forwards. Suppose a box is being pushed on the floor to take it somewhere. The box has been shifted from A to B and the point C of the lower portion of the box has been moved to the point D. That means this point is moved to this point and A is moved to B. All the points of the box have been displaced in the same direction, traveling the same distance CD. This is an example of translational motion. Hence, translational motion is the motion when an object moves in such a way that all the particles of the points of the objects traverse the same distance in the same direction, taking the same time. Therefore, you are in the motion along with the word, that means you are moving. Dear students, this is the definition of translational motion. You will underline this portion and you will memorize this. Now there is a task. Collect one brick, keep the brick at a definite point on the table in your classroom, mark the point of the front and back edge and the brick by drawing the line on the table with a chalk. Dear students, in the place of brick today we will use duster and we will do the task in this class, and in the place of chalk we will use our pencil and we have to push the object in a forward direction to take the definite distance. We have to measure the distance between the points and front edge marked on the table, new position of the point of the front edge, also distance between the marked point of the new position of back point. Now, dear students, we will do this task here with the using of duster. First, we will place the duster on the table and we will mark its position. Now, we will pull it forwards and we will mark the new position of the duster. Now, students, if this is indicated as A and B, and this is indicated as C and D. This position is moved to that one. That means B is displaced to C and A is displaced to D. You can do this type of task by yourself in your home also, and you have to count that this is the displacement. That means from A to C is the displacement of the duster. Now come to the class again. You will find both the distance the same. Similarly, if you measure the distance of the middle point of the new middle point, you will find the same distance. The motion of a drawer of a table, the motion of a box sliding along with the inclined plane, and the motion of the hand while writing, all of these are the translational motion. That means it is indicated in the forward, that means in same direction. Translational motion may be divided into two kinds, that is rectilinear motion and curvilinear motion. That two motions name you have to memorize. When we write, our hand travels in a straight line for some times and again through different curved lines on other times. When an object travels in a straight line, it is called rectilinear motion, and again when an object travels through curved line, the motion is called curvilinear motion. Dear students, today we will discuss this much, and in our next class we will discuss about the other motion. This is your homework number 11 for your annual term. You have to make 5 MCQ from this part which we are discussing today, and you have to submit on Sunday. Dear students, I have finished my today's topic. Hope you have understood. If you feel any problem, you can contact with me. I have given my mobile number and my messenger ID on the board. Keep practicing, learn the previous question answer, do all the SW and read the chapters so properly. If you feel any problem, you can contact with any teacher of yours who are taking your online classes. Stay safe, stay home. Thank you. Allah Hafiz.